This week, Attorney General Jeff Sessions came under weird fire from an unexpected angle over what initially seems totally reasonable, I guess, at least from a right-wing point of view. He announced a Justice Department investigation, and then the attack started on social media. So on Tuesday, he said that the Justice Department is looking at whether the FBI has properly handled applications for surveillance orders under the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act. Sessions was asked about House Intelligence Chairman Devin Nunes's controversial memo outlining purported surveillance abuses and told reporters that, quote, the Inspector General will take that as one of the matters he'll deal with. So what he's doing here is an investigation that the right would want based on the right's ridiculous memo. So it seems a bit odd that the person who's attacking him is none other than most powerful person in the world, Donald J. Trump, who said, why is AG Jeff Sessions asking the Inspector General to investigate potentially massive FISA abuse, will take forever, has no prosecutorial power, and already late with reports on Comey, etc. Isn't the IG an Obama guy? Why not use Justice Department lawyers? Disgraceful. Talking about his Attorney General.
No, guys, you have to understand how insane this is. Over 20 years of covering politics, I've never seen anything like this. So it just kept getting worse throughout the tweet. If Obama had just written the first sentence about his own Attorney General, whether it was Eric Holder or anyone else, why is Attorney General asking the Inspector General to investigate potentially massive FISA abuse? People would have said, why did you write that in a tweet? Why didn't you call him and ask him? He's your Attorney General. And why are you making this fight public? That is so weird. Is Obama okay? And is he about to fire Holder? What is going on? That would have been like, again, the biggest drama in Obama's 8 years. Then he gets to, isn't the Inspector General an Obama guy? No, you can't get into the politics of different people whose job is to hold other members of the executive branch accountable. So if Obama said, isn't that a Bush guy? I don't want that guy investigating me or the opposition. I want my loyal political guys to do investigations, including criminal investigations. People would have been like, what? That would have been Benghazi times 10 because it really is bad. You can't have, whether it's Obama or Trump, saying I'd like political investigations in the executive branch, especially criminal ones that I'm politicizing. I want to make sure that my political hacks are the ones that are investigating Comey and Hillary Clinton. That would have been crazy. That requires committee hearings, and it would have been an unbelievable. But we're not even at the worst part. At the end, in all caps, he calls his own Attorney General disgraceful. What? What? No, guys, he's a lunatic. That's not a thing that a president does. That's not a thing any stable person does. I know that he's a very stable genius. Okay, but speaking of which, I want to go to his tweets on that, the infamous very stable genius tweets. Before he got to that last line, he had said in an earlier tweet, actually throughout my life, my two greatest assets have been mental stability and being like really smart. So let's stop right there. How do you not see that he's lost his mind or never had it in the first place? If anyone in your regular life, hey, you're doing a backyard picnic, your neighbor comes over, Bob, and Bob's like, listen, John, I gotta tell you something, man. My two greatest assets, I'd be thinking, oh, what? You're gonna cook and you can tell me how you cook ribs or like, hey man, you're a really good fireman and that's what your job is. What, like fantasy football, what is it? My two best assets, John, is that I'm really stable. You're like, Jesus Christ, I gotta get out of here, right? And the other thing,
the ribs.
Okay, and John, let me tell you the other thing I'm really good at throughout my whole life. I'm like really smart. You'd be like, okay, note to self, never ever invite Bob again, and / think about moving, okay?
/ why is this regular person talking to the Secret Service?
So, and then in the next tweet, he has the legendary line, which is what created this shirt on shoptyt.com, to President of the United States. And then he says, I think that would qualify as not smart, but genius, and a very stable genius at that. Now, who walks into a bar and screams, I'm a very stable genius? Someone who has lost their effing mind. So this guy comes and yells at his own Attorney General in public. Disgraceful. Okay, even if you believe that, then fire him, then pull him aside, then talk to him. Talk to your chief of staff. Hey, what do we do about the attorney general? Because I think he's disgraceful. Like, that's problematic. That's really deeply problematic. If the attorney general is one of the top 4 positions in government, at least, okay? It is enormously important. If you think that your attorney general is disgraceful, you should do something about it. And lucky for you, you're president. You can do anything you want, and you hired the guy. He didn't do this out of any strategy. He did this because he is deeply unstable. God knows what this guy can do. So like Hope Hicks leaves today. There was rumors yesterday that I reported that John Kelly's thinking of pulling the chute. Like, they can't take it anymore. There's only so much that anybody can take. Credit to Jeff Sessions, the beginning of a sentence I thought I'd never speak, right? Because I can't stand Jeff Sessions. I think Jeff Sessions is a really bad guy. He's put me in a position to kind of defend him because Jeff Sessions said, oh, you're right. This political hatchet job that we'd like to do about investigating the former administration, I'm on it. And I put the inspector general on it and made him do it. And he's like, that's not enough. Disgraceful. Sessions has got to be like, what the? I'm doing the political hatchet job you want me to do. And how is he hung in there for this long? No, they're all gonna leave.
He's outlasted most of them.
You guys don't get it. This is what I keep saying. And then the right wing goes, oh yeah, we'll see 8 years. But it's not just the right wing. Those guys are clowns. I get it. But a lot of the mainstream media, they don't understand. They just think this is normal. Like, oh, he's going to complete his term, and then we're going to have a re-election. We're going to do this. No, we're not. No, we're not. This is rapid. It's deteriorating rapidly. I would make an isotope analogy if I was a stable genius enough to know an isotope analogy. But you see what I'm saying? The half-life is bad.
Intellectual half-life, perhaps.
That's right. So no, this is not normal. This is madness. You just watched the video by the Young Turks, home of the revolution. If you'd like to get a lot more than that, get the full show by becoming a member. tytnetwork.com/join.